Thank you very much,
Yeah, you
Dr.
can.
Ram,
Yeah.
and congratulations to AGRASRI on its 20th wonderful years of strengthening panchayats and doing advocacy for the same in the country. I have found fascinating conversations happening led by Shri Shankar ji, and have been remembering our work together over the last 25 years. I want to speak on a topic which I have been thinking about and developing, and I'm calling it role of Panchayati Raj institutions in post-pandemic socio-economic recovery of India. There has been a lot of talk in socio-economic recovery. Niti Aayog and many ministries and many experts are talking about this, that, and the other. But nowhere in this conversation we are focusing on the role of Panchayati Raj institution. During the first 12 weeks of the lockdown, starting from 3rd week of March till end of June, from all the reports that I received through our network of nearly 700-800 grassroots groups around the country, we reached one simple conclusion, that the spread of coronavirus was least in those locations where panchayats were effective and strong. How did we reach this conclusion? When lockdown started, and in the first 3 months, a lot of advisories were being issued from Ministry of Home Affairs in English language on the internet. None of these reach our villages, neither the language nor the internet. So what did local people do? They used local wisdom, local knowledge, local capacity, and local institutions. Panchayats were able to feed people. Panchayats were able to provide water for washing hands. Panchayats were able to tell people to maintain distance. And most significantly, panchayats were able to support returning migrant labor and their families. We all saw millions of them walking home from the heat of May to June. Many panchayats even organized quarantine, but they fed the people who were in quarantine. They used various schemes or resources they had, but also the donations that villages provided. The role of panchayats in responding to the pandemic has been the foundational role, the most critical role in ensuring that the so-called infectious spread in rural areas has been minimized. And as other speakers and Shankar ji in the beginning mentioned, the best performance in terms of stopping infection and helping people deal with the pandemic, its food and security consequences included, happened in those districts and states where local panchayats functioned and with leadership, not waiting for instructions from the top. So, going forward, I would like to propose that we develop a focused program of socio-economic recovery through the leadership of Panchayati Raj institutions. There are two major strategies for recovery that we need to build on. The first is ensuring health and ensuring resilience of the communities in terms of health. Despite many years of village level health committee, village level water committee, village, now it is called village water, health, nutrition, sanitation committee, combining all elements which are important for preventive and promotive health according to WHO. Most of these committees remain disconnected and under functioning with panchayats. over the last 3-4 years, we were working on strengthening these committees in Banswara district of Rajasthan. And in blocks after blocks, panchayats after panchayats, we found that members of the committee didn't know they belonged to the committee. This used to be a problem pre-panchayat days when DPEP was implemented in the late 80s. But now this problem to continue, that a committee has been formed only on paper and doesn't function. The most important committee on health, nutrition, water and sanitation. So, panchayats need to be given the leadership, the tools and the resources to make this committee, this mechanism of the panchayat functional and hold all line departments accountable. Because health is paramount and health is not just about Arogya Soti app or Ayushman Bharat insurance scheme. Health starts from prevention and promotion. And it needs to be done at each household level and each neighborhood level, at each helmet level. The second role of panchayats is in terms of economic recovery. Economic recovery, if you see the plight of these migrant labor, nobody had data. Chief Labour Commissioner in the month of August goes to Supreme Court to say, sorry, government has no information about how many migrant labor. Railway Board had no information how many migrant labor are walking on the street. They said only 10-12 trains would be enough. It required 5,000 trains and still not enough. And the reason this is so is because livelihood issues are not just Manrega issues. Manrega is important, but Manrega is not securing decent livelihood. If labor from panchayat area is migrating, panchayat should be having the tools to record where they are going and where they are working and whether there is portability of their identity and their benefits. Likewise, panchayat should be able to, all three tiers of panchayat, this is where all three tiers of panchayat will have to be effective, not just gram panchayat. Because at district level, economic planning will need to be done. Something we have talked about in Planning Commission and previous governments from late Mahalanobis time, but has not been done. Planning must be go back to district planning committee. It should be energized and opportunities for local businesses should be developed. Since we periodically blame or claim our relationship with China, let me tell you that in the last 5 years, Chinese government has been returning migrants back to smaller communities, semi-rural, semi-urban communities, and creating enterprises with their retraining of skills, but use of local resources. Local resources. They are ecologically sustainable and they are also resilient. So, in my submission to you, all of you who are part of the Panchayat Biradari and have worked so long and provided leadership, may I appeal to you to consider developing a collaborative initiative, nationwide initiative, which focuses on strengthening role of Panchayati Raj institutions in socio-economic recovery post-pandemic in India. I wish you all the very best and thank you.